Hello, good morning. How are you today? Okay. Okay. No worries. I understand. Hello, good morning. Welcome.
Hi, Diane. Can you hear me?
I can. I can.
Perfect.
How are you this morning?
I am well.
Very good. Very good. So, welcome everyone. Be sure to put in the chat where you are coming in from. We'd love to hear what things are like in your home area. I'm coming in from Tennessee. It was cold here last night. We had frost on the grass. Winter is coming rather quickly here, I'm afraid. Like it or not. India, awesome. Denver, Colorado, very good. Southern California, beautiful. Oh my gosh, it's early, kind of early there. Not terrible though, right? What is it, like 9 in the morning there? Well, welcome everyone. Sure appreciate you being here with us today. Excited to share with you some of the fun things that we experienced at Dreamforce. We had a great time, didn't we?
We did. We did. It was a great event.
Yeah, it really was. It really was. And Nisha's here also. Excellent. JB's here as well. There we go. Hi, Nisha. Nisha, how was everything? And can you hear me yet? Is your sound working? She may still be getting settled. She was
Yeah,
in her.
she's on mute.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Hey, JB. Good morning to you. Or afternoon ish, evening. What time is it there?
Evening.
Okay. I have to keep up with that.
Nice to see you all again.
It's same here. It
You
was so great to meet you in person. It's so interesting. We see so many people virtually, and then when we see them in person, it's a different feel. It enhances it all the more, isn't it?
Right, yeah. It's the
Yeah.
personal touch.
Yes, yes. Very exciting, very cool. I had met Patrick. I can't pronounce his last name. He's from Poland. He's an ambassador. He's been an ambassador for a very long time, and he and I have communicated for years. And he was his meetup group was one of the first meetup groups. Well, I guess one of the first ones I did virtually, and we have remained friends over the years. And this was the first time that we got to meet in person, and he got Hall of Fame.
He did. That was so
Yeah.
nice to see.
Yeah, so that was really cool. Not only to see him for the first time, but also to that he got awarded that honorary award. There's Nisha. Hi, Nisha. Can you unmute? Are you able to unmute?
Hi, how's everyone?
There. Good. Good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
Excellent. Excellent. Everything okay with you regarding the hurricane? She was in the
Oh,
outskirts of the hurricane, right?
yeah. We hardly got anything. I mean, it was a nice breeze for us, but yeah, nothing bad.
Good. Very
That's
good.
good.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been crazy weather in the US. It's been, I
Oh
mean, I
yeah.
might be elsewhere, but we're sure feeling it here between hurricanes and tornadoes and
Hmm.
floods, been a little crazy.
Yep,
So
it's that time of year.
it is. And I started off saying there was frost on our grass this morning.
Oh,
It's like,
well, I like to share that, or it's fun to share that today. We have a cold front here in Miami, and which means it's only going to be a high of 80 degrees. So,
Oh, is that it?
stop it. That's hilarious. I remember those days.
right? The
Yeah.
cold front is coming. Oh no.
Oh my gosh, break out all your winter gear. You never get to wear a coat, a nice coat. I bought a leather coat when I was younger. I was so proud of it. It was so pretty. And I never could wear it until those moments. But you could only wear it for a few hours because it would warm up, right? Hi, Gilda. Welcome.
Hi, how are you? Sorry, I'm late.
Oh, you're fine. Good morning to you. We're kind of having everybody come
Morning.
on in. So not a problem. Not a problem. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Yeah. So we'll go ahead and get started, kind of move slow. I know we have a couple other people that are on our panel, but I've got some other things that I'm going to cover first. That'll give them a little time to get in the room and all that good stuff. So welcome to the Women Who Mule Meetup group. And we are honored to have the Women in Tech panel with us today, self-included, but just really honored to have you all here to share your experience with Dreamforce and to recap our event. And this is part of the Dreamforce 24 tour that we're all doing and having meetups surrounding and a replay on some of our presentations that we did at Dreamforce. So it's pretty exciting. I've got a couple more happening this month myself. So I'll be doing the healthcare and life sciences one, as well as the a Tampa virtual meetup. So great to have you all here. And Nisha, would you like to say hello? And I'll let me find I'll advance our slide here a minute. Agenda's pretty standard, but Nisha, do you want to say hi? And I'll let you do the agenda and then also intros.
Sure. Hi everyone. Thanks, Diane. Great to see you all and be with you all today. And thanks again for joining our Women Who Mule session. As Diane said, this is a recap of what's been going on at at Dreamforce, which I unfortunately missed this year. But I was having fun in Alaska, which was a whole different thing. But I heard amazing things about Dreamforce, so I'm looking forward to this recap and this panel session that you'll hear today. So yeah, I guess in terms of the agenda, we'll get to hear from our panelists who have joined us today. We will, like Dan said, just recap on Dreamforce. We'll talk about Max's big birthday party. He turned 10 this year, and everyone was celebrating. And then we'll have our panel discussion, and when Shivani joins, we will get to celebrate her golden hoodie, and hear all about her story of how she received that, and um, celebrate that as well. So looking forward to having a session. Please feel free to ask questions and be engaged and active. It's always fun that way. So
Definitely. Yeah.
do you want to keep going?
Go right ahead. Go right ahead.
Okay.
And you've already said hello, but I know, tell us a little bit, about yourself and introduce yourself too, because you are also, if you'll notice in the picture, she is also a golden hoodie recipient.
Yes. So yeah, I'm Nisha Sharma. I was up until March the MuleSoft practice lead at Accenture. I decided it was time to take a break from the working world, and so I'm currently in what I call my semi-retirement phase right now, and just having some fun doing non-technical things, which has been amazing. But we started Women Who Mule a few years ago, and we continue to have these meetups. So if you're interested in presenting, if you're interested in sharing, whether it could be a technical topic, your personal career journey, or anything that could help help others, this is the opportunity to do that. So we'll welcome all your ideas. We're joined by Shivani and Diane. Is Shivani on yet?
She is not. Actually,
Okay.
Her dad had some surgery yesterday. She may be able to join us.
That's
she
right.
was deeply apologetic, but we're going to celebrate her anyway.
Yes.
She may pop in, but at any rate, we're definitely going to be celebrating her, and she'll catch it in the recording because we're recording this.
Yes. But Shivani's fabulous, and if you haven't had a chance to meet her, I hope you get to. She's amazing.
Yeah.
As is Diane. Diane, you want to introduce yourself?
Sure. I have been very busy lately. I'm actually working on a project. I'm the principal solution architect for Innovation Solved on a hyperautomation IDP project. Which is very exciting. I'm also an instructor, and I have been teaching this week also. So this is one of those weeks that I do a little project work. I do instruct as well. And so I'm very busy. But at the same time, I always love to carve out time to encourage other women to be part of. Even the Women in Tech panel was a great experience for me at Dreamforce, and excited to share some of that. So it's great to be one of the leaders of this meetup group because it was near and dear to my heart when I first started MuleSoft also. It was really my safe space, my fun space to share and have, opportunities to encourage others as well as be encouraged too. So, but thank you, Nisha, very much. And I'll share a few pictures from Dreamforce, and I'm going to watch our time here a little bit. But we had a blast. It was so much fun. Here is Shivani in her golden hoodie. This is the whole group after, let's see. Yeah, this was a picture taken after Max's birthday party, but it's just so much fun. I mean, being face to face and, in each other's space to really lift up and encourage, and you can pick out our friends in there, and as well as being at the tower down here. We went to the tower and had royal treatment there to interact with the leadership at Salesforce and ask questions. They really do want to know what we have to say. So it was just a great experience there. And MuleSoft Community Rocks is the best place to be. Max's birthday party. We all put on the funny looking hats. It was silly. It was fun. We had great cupcakes. It was just a really good time that we had there. And So again, many of us did Max's birthday meetups as well. And so this was a culmination of all of those efforts for the meetups for his birthday party. So we had a lot of fun, as you can see, smiling faces going places. It's just the place to be. Shivani, I'm going to check to make sure. I think she did make it in. She apologized if that was the case. She had no idea. Behind the scenes, a couple of us knew, and so we were just kind of excited and waiting for her. So it totally took her by surprise that she did receive this, and I'm sure we will capture her testimony of her experience with this, at a later date when it's better for her personally to share. But she is now in the ranks of the Golden Hoodie. Nisha, you want to share? I know you are also a recipient, and a shout out to her in regards to that as a sister hoodie.
Yeah, no, I mean it's like I said, I'm so excited for her, so happy for her. It's always a surprise. I think everyone who has received one, it always is a surprise. You're invited somewhere and asked to speak about what you've been doing, and they surprise you. So so it's a fun moment, but really excited for her on that. And the video, for those that missed it, it is on YouTube, and we can get you the link for that, if you want to catch it and see what she had to say about what she's been doing and the community and all that good stuff. So
yeah, that sounds great. What we'll do is I'll put it in the link of this video, so that they're kind of you can find it easily. So great. That is awesome. So to the point that our feature for this meetup is to do a recap or a replay in so many ways of the Women in Tech panel discussion. And so I would love to introduce Gilda, if you would like to go ahead. I do have some intro slides. There's your intro slide. We'll do intros for each of us. So ta-da, there you are.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so very much for having us here with you today. My name is Gilda Hilaire, Director Marketing Evangelism, and I'm one that don't really go by what the title that is given to me at work. So I just call myself, I'm the Olivia Pope and the Jack Bauer of Marketing Cloud. I just get stuff done, right? I always look at my day like I have 24 hours to tackle stuff, to execute, to communicate, and to bring a smile to my trailblazers and customers. And so I just go by the Olivia Pope and the Jack Bauer of Marketing Cloud. I lead as of today, a 454 global marketing champions community advocacy program. And that is my passion. I work with customers every single day on strategy, on branding, on documentation, on content. I hold on-site meetings, you name it. So thank you again for having us. Looking forward to spending the remaining time with you all.
Thank you so much. And thank you for all the work you're doing. And you were so much fun at the event itself. We'll get into that. Myra, I'd love for you to introduce yourself.
Hello, I'm Myra. I am a Salesforce solution architect for Trimble. I have been in the Salesforce ecosystem for about 8 years now, and I'm super excited to be speaking with you all today about my journey in the ecosystem and being a Black woman in technology. I think inclusion is a big, important topic. So being able to be on the panel is just such a great thing for me. We initially started this panel at TDX last year, and it was a big hit. And I'm happy to be able to bring it to you all here today.
Excellent. And I believe it was a big hit too in Dreamforce. We had quite a crowd, and everyone was engaged. It was really, really awesome.
Yeah.
And Tasha is not available to be with us today, I understand. And but I know a little bit about her as well. If someone would also like to share, I know she is also a Salesforce instructor, so she's a sister instructor with me, teaching in the Salesforce space. I'm in the MuleSoft space. Who else would like to share a little bit as well to introduce her?
So Tasha Brucker, she is a marketing champion. She's an instructor, and Ready CRM is the company that she owns. where she helps customers with implementation of Marketing Cloud account engagement. She's also an official Salesforce instructor. She holds countless certifications in various marketing and core products. And she also was given the golden hoodie, I think, last year.
Excellent. Excellent. Wow. That is great. That is great.
And she leads Black Tech, I think Black Tech in Atlanta. She's a community group leader for Black Tech in Atlanta.
Oh, wow. That's great. That is great. Excellent. Excellent. And of course, coming from across the world is JB. Now, that's how I know, you by JB, but go ahead and introduce yourself as well, JB. It's great. It was great to see you in person as well.
Yeah, my name Jyotsna. I go by the name JV. That's much easier. So I have been in the Salesforce ecosystem for around 12 years now, and primarily work in the marketing cloud space as a consultant and an architect. So I am Salesforce MVP class of 2024, and I'm honored to be part of this panel, honored to be talking to you today.
Excellent. Excellent. Thank you so much. We're so glad to have you. And of course, there is a slide on me. You've already heard from me, so I'm not going to go back through this. But what I am going to do is I'm going to go back to this slide to where we can recreate what we experienced. So Gilda, I'm passing moderator over to you. She had some questions she prompted us with. And then Nisha has got a question for us all at the conclusion, which is going to be a lot of fun too. Okay, all you, Gilda.
Now so I might not ask the same questions, right? But what I would love for all of you to do, because when it comes to doing panels, I like for it to be conversational and not an interview style. So what I would love to do right now is for all of you to just share 2 or 3 pivotal moments in your career.
Who would like to go first?
I can get started. So my first pivotal moment is working in marketing. So I think Yoda, I told you about this. I loved marketing so much, and it was my entry into the Salesforce world. So I was given the task of Salesforce from my marketing job, and from there, I've been in the ecosystem, like I said, for 8 years. So that was a pivotal moment, and actually, my company purchasing MuleSoft Composer. That was a really pivotal moment for me because that really gave me a voice in the ecosystems. That's when I started being able to do sessions. That's when I became more present on LinkedIn. And I think that's when I was able to promote myself more as not only a woman in tech, but a Black woman in tech. And I feel like from that, I've influenced a lot of other people just strictly on my journey from there.
Excellent. Excellent. JB, do you want to go next?
Yeah. So my first pivotal moment was the time when I got introduced to Salesforce. I was an accidental admin. So when I started exploring Salesforce, so I felt it's the world that I love working. So I moved to Salesforce, and then eventually it led to me working in the marketing cloud full time. So I really like the work that I do. I can relate it more to the day-to-day events that we see. It's more connected. It's more giving a personal touch to the customers and to the clients. So I love what I do every day. And my second pivotal moment, I would say, is the time when I onboarded as the marketing cloud community group leader. It was in 2020, I believe. So that's when I started doing the boot camps. From there, my first session versus the sessions that I do now, there's a lot of growth I see in myself, like the presentation skills or the fear I had. So I got rid of that, and it's through constant practice that I'm able to feel confident in the communications or in the sessions. So it led to where I am right now. So I'm really grateful to where I started, how I started. And the third one I would say is the consistent participation and contributions to the community, being a part of the organizing committee for the MC Square and the Bharat Dreaming events. So MC Square is the marketing cloud conference that is held in India. So that's something in a great way that we can give back to the community. So I can say those are the 3 pivotal moments in my life.
I love it. I love it. I have to say, a theme that's occurred in my life has been the analogy of the sand in an oyster shell that is annoyed, that's annoying that oyster, and it grows into a pearl. Because I've had that occur a couple times in my career. In that I found where I was presently, investing my time and my talents and my efforts to make something better. One of them was in a position at a healthcare facility, and the processes that they had in place were not very conducive for scaling or growth, but yet I didn't have a voice in that realm. And it really was a pivotal point in my career to make a difference, to see. It was during my master's degree that I found, a solution to the fragmented healthcare record. And I've shared with you all at various times that I was a patient with healthcare issues and a fragmented health record. And it's very challenging, not only when you're not well, but also to be, in turn, knowing that there's a solution that could fix that. So after I got through the health issues, that was pivotal in and of itself. But at the same time, it drove me with a passion for learning MuleSoft, becoming, proficient at the tool. And I believe that a lot of that drove me because I was a woman in tech many, many decades ago. And so when I faced tech, challenges back then, I was very, I didn't have a lot of sister support, a lot of women support. So that also gave me a self-starter focus, and is if it's going to be, it's up to me, and that the kind of attitude. And so that drove me passionately. And now my passion, as you all know, is in turn to help and lift others up as well, and encourage them and let them know that they can do it. You can achieve it. So it pivoted me. It pivoted me for sure. And then the rest is history. As CEO of Integration Quest, as principal architect, it just keeps getting better. So it's been exciting. That little pearl is it's got a shiny look to it.
Thank you all for answering that. So what I heard, and I was taking notes over here, you've been able to use your voice. You've had more presence within the community. You've been able to promote diversity. I've heard word influential. I've heard accidental. You're able to overcome fear. You're able to give back. You've felt like you've made a difference. It's helped with just honing in on your passion, and you feel like you're making an impact. But it's also helped you with maximizing your skills. So being a part of this community or your journey has caused all of this wow to happen. But as a woman in tech, was there ever a point, even though all of this reward has come with it, was there ever a point you just wanted to walk away because of what? Like, I know for myself, there's time I've wanted to walk away because I felt not appreciated at work, or I felt favoritism was greater than my love for the role. Was there ever a point you all wanted to, despite all of this, like, yeah, I'm able to use my voice, I love this, and I was an accidental, and now look at all the stuff I've accomplished. What was that point in your life where you're like, even though all of this greatness was happening, I'm done. I'm walking away.
I think I experienced that.
I told you, we're throwing questions, right?
I love the question, though. This is great.
I experienced this quite recently. I was working under a manager that I just didn't feel like was supportive of me and my professional growth. And so knowing that I was in the Salesforce ecosystem and I'm doing these sessions and I'm in keynotes and things, I never got that kudos from them. I got kudos from the ecosystem. I got kudos from my family, from my friends, but not getting it from my manager was something a little different for me. And with me promoting my company and doing these things, it just kind of made me feel like I wasn't valued. And I wasn't looked at as the professional that I am, and I wasn't being recognized and being promoted to actually grow. And growing is very important to me with technology ever changing. Like, it's important to make sure that you keep up with things. It's important to go to boot camps. It's important to go to sessions. It's important right now to know about AI and things like that. And I seen those opportunities being provided for others, and I wasn't getting those opportunities. So I really had to kind of hone in and think about what I was doing this for personally, and how many other people I have affected with doing that, and again, influence. And I had to kind of bypass that and kind of speak up for myself and, express how I was feeling and get other allies that I knew appreciated me. So, yeah, but I'm back on path now.
Good for you, Myra. It's
Yeah.
tough. It can be tough.
Mhm.
JB?
So the first 2 years of my career had been very tough, coming from a small town and also adjusting to the corporate culture, and then working in the team with the bosses. I was working as a configuration engineer where I had to communicate with all the teams, all the development teams. So that is above my capabilities at that point of time. I struggled enough. I was fearing every day and making excuses not to go to work. So initially, I had some tough time, and I wasn't getting well with the team as well. But there was an opportunity where I was asked to develop some script. So uh, the other person who took 3 months to develop the automation, I was able to achieve that in 2 hours using a single DOS command. That's where they realized my potential and they encouraged me, and then I got more opportunities to prove myself. And then when I was in US for the first time, right, coming from a small town, adjusting in a city, and then coming to the US for the first time and dealing with an impatient boss who wasn't so supportive, it's been very tough time for me. I wanted to escape. I want to run away from the US and then go back to my country. So that's when I felt this is something which is very hard, but it's work that spoke for me. I was able to prove myself at the work, and then when I entered the Salesforce world, I love the community. It's been so accepting, friendly. So I never felt the need, like I never felt that I was excluded. So it's all good now, and I love the community.
Excellent. Excellent. I love it. How long do we have for me to share some of those moments? Because they've come up numerous times. They come up when you are I have experience. Some of my experience have been when my expectations of what other partners or team members have committed to do are not done. And it's hard enough for me to delegate things out to others, and say, okay, you take ownership of this and we need this done. And when I find that my peers are not as engaged and committed to the task at hand, and some of them were kind of high profile tasks that ended up last minute being a major rush into something. So some of those points have been when I have been challenged, by others not fulfilling their part, and therefore I end up having to do some of that with them. And that was one of those moments that, like, as soon as this is all in order, I'm done. I'm like, that's it. I'm just so when you get to those moments, like I have in the past, what I've learned is, okay, go back to those people, because they weren't my boss. I was actually in a role of leadership, but they were my peer, they were my equal, and really express that that's not tolerated. I cannot tolerate that. And I will not tolerate that, because I'm not, together we're a team. If you're saying you're going to do X and I'm doing Y, and Y is done and X is not, but I can't do Y without X being done, so it's having that voice, standing up for myself, which has been a learned thing. I'm not a confrontational person, but at the same time, we have to have that voice. And the third one was zero tolerance. And you know what? It got fixed, and I wasn't done, and I'm still working with them. And so, gosh, it can be tough. It can be tough. But a bigger challenge right now is we're having really pretty weather, and I want to go outside and play, but I got to work. So how do we fix that? Schedule time off, right? But that's one of my dones I had this last year. That was it.
Thank you for that. And and in all of your responses, the one word that kept coming to mind for me is, in those moments where like, I wish I had an ally. And I think that's the frustrating part, is whether it's in a community, whether it's at work, whether it's even sometimes with friends, and we face so many roadblocks or red tapes, whatever we want to call it. We sit there and we're like, why can't this person be my ally? And what's interesting, I had a conversation the other day with this guy. He is on this all-woman board. He's the only guy. And I'm having this conversation with him. I could hear the frustration in his voice, the fact that people say they want to make a change or make a difference. They want to be your ally. And it was so warm to hear it from a guy who's like, it frustrates me when people say, I want to be an ally, and they say it because I think it sounds really good when they say it, but there's no action. And I hear it a lot when people say, I want to help. And I'm like, well, help. No one's stopping you, right? The saying action speaks louder than words is true. And a lot of times people are like, I want to be an ally. And when that question comes up, we always answer it and nothing happens. So what I'd love to hear from you all is, what does allyship mean to you? And if somebody here on the call says, I want to be an ally or be an advocate for allyship, right? Meaning, if I see something, I am going to say something. So what does that mean for you all? We'll start with you, Diane. And just one or two examples for people who are joined, who are listening, who are like, I never thought that this is how I could help, or if I see this at work, I'm going to say, okay, this is how we all can come in and make sure that we are setting the difference or making a difference.
Yes. I think that in my experience, being an ally really supports I want to support individuals in making the decision that isn't going to be my opinion of their decision, although I want to be there regardless, like unconditionally, regardless as to what they decide, or if they're dealing with something that is uncomfortable for them, or even wrong, downright wrong in that, to stand with them and encourage them, and a lot of times I've done, in addition to being an ally, is also mentorship. And in the category of a mentor, you also really are an ally of supporting and encouraging and standing with someone. Oftentimes you feel very alone at those moments, and just knowing that someone, whether they understand the full picture or not, they're just unconditionally gonna be supportive of you. And then when that mentorship kicks in, it's not only that ally, but as well as offering different points of view, or different options to consider. But even whatever they decide, still being, I've mentored some, and I may not have understood why they made a decision that they did, but yet to still be there for them. And that it's, no, we're removing myself and truly being an ally to them, and encouraging. Who'd like to go next?
Go next. So an ally to me is a person who stands for us no matter what. There may be times that some mistakes might happen, but Ally is someone who stands with us, tries to correct, and then roots for us. So I'm fortunate to have many allies in my life who spent a lot of time with me, who were rooting for me, and they have been a part of my journey and my success all throughout. So to me, allyship is something standing for one and then being there for the person no matter what.
Yeah, and to piggyback off of both of what you said, yes, definitely, that is what an ally is to me. Also, another characteristic of an ally is I feel like they're an advocate for you when you're not around. Like people may say things, and they're going to stand up for you. They're going to recommend you. They're going to speak positively about you, and they're going to back you up when you can't be there to back yourself up. So that's a big characteristic of an ally that I really appreciate. To tell a quick story, when I was in the keynote last year, due to my whole like manager issue, I didn't tell a lot of people at my job that I was in the keynote. And yes, it's a huge big deal.
It
And
is.
the morning before the keynote, well, no, the morning of the keynote, I was added to a group chat, and it was my old boss. He had put together this group chat of other colleagues at my old job and my current job because they were acquired. And he is like, hey, we're just rooting for you. We're excited to watch you today. And I didn't know anything about this. It made me so pumped. It got me even more ready to take the stage because I was very nervous. But having people like that you don't have to ask to step up for you, that just do it, like that is another great characteristic of an ally to me.
Love it. Love the
Yeah,
story.
we all need those. We
We
all need
do.
them.
And I feel like those are the best ones is the silent allies where you're like, nobody cares. And then you get that one text message
Yep.
or that message from somebody who's like, I saw you. And you're like, why? You're watching? Like, you don't know I always tell people, you don't know who has your back. You don't know who's watching what you're doing. They're silent allies, but they're people that are rooting for you, that are capturing these special moments.
Wait,
But
wait,
it's
wait.
all,
Now to
mm-hmm.
piggyback off of that, I just want to tell this whole group and everybody watching, when I stepped off the keynote stage, I seen Gilda after the keynote. I had never really spoken to her. I had seen her, I was watching her, but I had never talked to her. And she came to me, she said, I got a picture of you coming off the stage. I got the best picture of you. Anybody in the ecosystem know I love pictures of myself. I love people to capture my moments. And she said, I have a great picture of you and I'm going to send it. And that was my intro into being connected to Gilda. And I love her for that. She is one of my allies for sure.
I'm a firm believer like we have to be there for each other, right? We have to speak up for each other, and especially in rooms where JB's not in a room, but I know this is a perfect opportunity for JB. I'm gonna reach out to JB. If Myra's not in the room, but I know like she should be on that panel, I'm gonna throw her name out there. Same thing for Diane, right? And that's the beauty of allyship. It comes in any forms. It's not just we shouldn't limit where we start including each other. We should expand it, right? And we should always look at ways to diversify what we see, even if it's online. There are things that I see happening on social media, on Twitter. I'm like, I have somebody in mind for you. Press pause, hold on. This person's a perfect fit. There's also creating opportunities for everyone, right? Not just the same repeated person. There are thousands of people in this ecosystem. And if you don't know anybody, ask, right? I could easily go to JB and say, hey, do you have somebody in mind that we could leverage for this? That's where it all starts. Just simply asking how I could be there makes a big difference. So this one is just throwing this out because this call is being recorded, but what the heck? I had the opportunity to meet with all of you at Dreamforce. Some of you I've known for years. Diane, I just met you. And I'm going to use this word. I think we all are badasses. And I think every single person that has joined this session is also a badass. But when I say that word, for me, it comes with a lot of oomph, right? It represents a lot. A lot of us are full-time, working full-time, building communities. We have families we're taking care of. We juggle so much, but every single day we get up, we put a smile on our face. and we just kick ass, right? When I say that, Diane, you're a badass. JV, you're a badass. Myra, you're a badass, right? We all smile. We love to hear it. But what does that mean to you when I say that, and how does that make you feel? I know you're like, wow, I wasn't ready for that one, but I know you weren't ready.
JB, why don't you take this one first?
Yeah, for me is it's raising beyond the challenges. So in my personal life, I have faced many challenges. So kicking them off. As a mother for a newborn, I was struggling uh, as a person who doesn't have support to raise the kids. So I was taking care of the babies myself, and then I was in a tough situation. But still, at that time, I wanted to use the time and clear the certifications. After the kids sleep at 1, I used to wake up and then study until 4 a.m. in the morning to clear, to prepare for the certifications and clear them. So I feel like situations like this bring out the best of ourselves, bring out the passion that what we really want to do, what our actual goals are, and how strong we are in reaching that goals. So for me, challenges are the ones that have made me more stronger. I feel that's some of those kick-ass moments that I have in my life.
Love it. Love it. Myra, you want to go next?
Sure. Yeah. When I hear that, I feel very seen. I feel like I'm navigating life because if you feel that way about me, that means that the capacity that I deal with you in, like you see what I'm doing, right? And we're all navigating so many different things behind the scenes that if you're projecting a badass attitude or a badass just persona to someone, like they see what you're doing in that area of your life and you are managing well. So I always make sure, work-life balance is so important to me, and I think it makes me well-rounded. And hearing that just makes me feel like I have accomplished that. Like I have accomplished being seen and being self-aware and self-present in various areas of my life. Love it.
Awesome. Yes. Agree. Couldn't agree more. The word that comes to mind when you say that is a conqueror. We're made more than conquerors. There's a song, and that just plays over in my mind so much. And to be brave, and so when I hear Diane's a badass, it's like, yeah, she's conquered a lot of giants in her life. And as we go through a lot of that and we see, those accomplishments, to me, when I'm faced with another giant, yeah, you're messing with me, baby, or you're going down. We're going to put these things in action and it's going to happen. And so, that to me is what it speaks. So the bigger the my motto is, especially when I'm dealing with something, whether it's personal, whether it's technical, whatever, the bigger the challenge, the sweeter the victory, because it's going to come. That victory is going to come, at some point in this battle. But that's what it makes me think of. And so thank you for that category.
That's where I say, bring on the challenges, right? I'm not cocky. I'm just confident in what I do.
Yeah.
And we have to, right? And I think a lot of times with women, there's so much on our shoulders. We tend to forget who we are, what we bring to the table, what we've accomplished, what we've done. We start to question whether we even have allies. We start to question whether or not our voice matters. But every now and then, I think we have to look in the mirror and look at ourselves and say, damn it, you are badass. Right? Because you've done X, Y, and Z. Look at the list of accolades. Right? And there are times where when people send me resumes, I look at the resume and I'm like, didn't you do X, Y, and Z? And one, they're like, I didn't know you were watching. I'm like, I'm always watching. But B, they get emotional because they forgot how great they are. So I think a lot of times we do have to step back and we do have to realize that we have allies. Some of them are soft allies, but that each and every one of us is a badass in our own different way. We just need to recognize it internally and externally. Final question. What advice would you give to the folks today on this call? So maybe it could be one word that you're like, just take this word and just carry it through. What's that one word or that piece of advice that you want folks on the call to hear?
I'll lead on that one. Persevere. Persevere. That is, I think, resonates in my journey. Just don't give up.
So next, to me, it's don't self-reject before anybody else has doubts on us. Don't limit the chances of going out and proving yourself by self-doubt or self-rejection.
Love it.
I will have to be allyship. Like I have to push that because it's important for two reasons for me. Like having allies is one thing, but once you have allies and you get to where you're going and get in a space that you're proud of, be an ally to someone else. Like that is super important. Of course, this is about inclusion of women, and we need to make sure that we are being girls, not just saying it, but actually doing it and becoming an ally to women who want to get into tech, women who are stuck, and just making sure that we are the allies that we were once looking for. So
Right.
that's my advice.
That is great. There's a question in the chat. What qualities or skills should I focus on developing to be an effective ally and a leader in the workplace? What do you all think?
Go ahead.
I would have to say to speak up. Like if you know that somebody deserves something, if you know that there's an opportunity for someone, just like Gilda said, speak up. Always be willing to use your voice for that person or for whatever it is that you believe in or you're an ally to. Be willing to speak up when you have to, even if it may be uncomfortable for you. Always be willing to speak up for it.
Love it. Love it. Now, Nisha has a question for us all. And we're going to let Gilda answer first because it's a really great one, though. Nisha, do you have your question handy?
All right, let me get here. Okay, so first of all, thank you all for this session. Your answers and your conversation here were really so awesome, and I think all of us can take something away from what you shared. So thank you so much for that. My question is one that was asked of me several years ago when I was on a panel, and it has still stuck with me because it was such a fun question. And the question is this: so think about the shoes that you wear to work. Okay, maybe you're at home right now like me and you're not wearing shoes, but think about when you do go to work and the kind of shoes you wear. What do your shoes say about you and your leadership style?
My shoes, or the shoes I pick or the shoes I wear, I want it to pop out. I want it to be very creative, right? No offense to everybody, anyway. But I don't like to wear boring shoes, right? Shoes with a lot of colors, shoes that pop out and stick out. Like when I walk in a room, I want people to say, dang, look at our shoes, right? If they have spikes on it, bring it. They have little chains all over it, bring it on, right? But that's always me. Like I want to make an entrance, not a loud entrance, but a subtle, soft entrance. And me as a leader is very similar to how I lead like the Marketing Champions program, right? I want the community to pow, right? I want each individual to stand out in their own way. I want people to be creative. I want you to bring that energy. It's the same way my shoes will bring the energy to any room, but that's me as my personality as well, right? Why you see this hair, I'm gonna pow, right at you.
Love
So
it.
you're like, I remember the hair and the shoes.
That is so awesome. That is so awesome.
I have a ton of shoes. I have a ton of shoes. So I have an array of different styles of shoes. But lately, like for work, I am a Croc type of girl. I am a comfortable and relaxed shoe wearer. So to attribute that to my style or my like leadership style, it's more so like I'm comfortable in me. You know what I'm saying? Like I am who I am. I'm comfortable in who I am, and I like to use that to project to others, and I want people to feel comfortable coming to me. You know, I have people reaching out to me a lot about things, and I want to be approachable, so I'm more on the like relaxed side of things, and I think that's how my shoes kind of describe me as a person.
I'm a lot like you, Myra.
I love it. I love it. JB.
So even though I have a ton of shoes, I prefer to stick to the to the heels that I feel more comfortable with, because I had the fear of falling down with the heels on. So I stick to the ones which I'm comfortable with. So you if you notice, you may be seeing the same kind of shoes that I wear to every event. It's all about comfort and showing up. So how it attributes to my leadership style is getting along with the team, making everybody part of the team is also something which I see is important. I think that's how it relates to how the shoes that I prefer.
Sounds good. And I've got to go with you on that, Myra. That I'm a Croc and boot, but I do love my sandals. There's something about those. They've got to be functional. So here's the things that came to my mind through this question. They've got to be functional. They've got to have memory foam. So they've got to be comfortable, but they got to be cute. And I like the little sparkly things. I like I'm with you there, Gilda, on like a little attention getter on some of these, but for the most part, I've got like about 5 pairs that I professionally will wear that are my solid ones. Yeah, and JB, I'm with you on no heels. I've got short heels because I can't do the high heels either, and but it's such a great question because again, that overflows professionally into, I want to deliver quality. I want to have quality leadership, memory foam, better remember all this stuff, right? So you got to have those. And with a little bit of dazzle and sparkle, it just brings a smile to everybody's face, and I've got some funky looking sandals. I'll have to show you some of mine, but at any rate, it just is a matter of, that parallel. And a great question, Nisha. I appreciate it. Now, what about you, Nisha? Share your shoes.
Oh gosh, my shoes. So I'm the type of person who wears the most simple shoes, right? I don't wear heels. I'm already tall enough. I'm 5'9", so I don't like to stand out even more in terms of that. But I'm always the one who would, I stick to the black shoes or white shoes, white sneakers or whatever, or comfort sneakers, whatever it is. But so they're flats usually. It's always black because it just kind of goes with everything. It fits in. So I think for my leadership style, I think as well, right? It's I think probably consistency. is, it's always the same. But it's kind of stick to the basics, right? Just kind of foundational. But like you said, every now and then, yeah, you've got those kind of funky shoes that you like to pull out. When you just feel like doing something a little different, and so I think that's
That's a good
probably
one.
me.
Funny story real quick. This last year I learned to ride a motorcycle. Never have done that in my life, but it was one of those goals I was going to do, and I accomplished it. A friend of mine had a really nice pair of motorcycle leather boots, right, that she gifted me. And so talk about the way a pair of shoes can impact the way you walk. Let me tell you, when I got those boots on, I
Yeah.
because they're like these motorcycle, and it's not a Harley or anything, it's just a cruiser bike, but these boots, like, they make me feel like, yeah, I got it. So it's funny how even shoes impact the way you might feel sometimes too. But
Absolutely.
fun stuff. Well, let's being mindful of our time here, let's do a wrap. And thank you all so much. It's so great to hang out with you again and to also share new questions. So Gilda, you rocked it as always. And it's just such a great pleasure to be with you and to get to know you a little bit. So who's next? It's your time to shine. Let us know if you would like to be a part and share at our meetup. We are always loving to hear whether a testimonial story, a technical story, whatever it is that you would like to share. Reach out to us. There's a way on the website to let us know that you're interested. And by all means, we would communicate with you on that. And I know all of us in the Mules, whether you're in the MuleSoft community or Women in Tech, we'd love to hear from you, and we certainly would love to help. So always know that you're welcome to reach out to us, even on I know on my LinkedIn profile, things like that. So be sure to do that. Upcoming events, if you have a topic that you'd like us to address, again, we're definitely interested in, hearing your voice, hearing what you would like us to cover. So be sure to reach out to us in regards to that as well. So to close on one of the fun pictures from Max's birthday party.
Actually, I would like to say something.
Yes.
Is it Midori?
Yes. Midori?
So I love when people ask questions. And during the panel, Midori asked a question. So I don't think Diane knew I was doing this, but hey, I like surprising people. So Midori, if you could send me your email address, I would love to gift you with a Salesforce certification voucher.
Awesome.
Which is good for any Salesforce exam. So I love when the community events happen and people are interactive, engaging, and they ask questions. So Midori, thank you so very much. So if I
there she is.
Oh.
Congratulations. Oh, Gilda, that is awesome.
That is awesome. Thank you, Gilda.
You're welcome. So Diane, if you could just send me her email address, I will send her a Salesforce certification voucher, good for any Salesforce exam. That's such a tongue twister.
What an ally. What an ally.
Right.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
You're welcome.
Love it. So what a wonderful way to close. And so Midori, congratulations to you, and Gilda, thank you. And thank you, JB and Myra, and of course, Nisha. And let's give a shout out and our thoughts out to Shivani as well, as she is tending to, living the balance, tending to her dad. So our thoughts are with her on this day. He's doing well. So that's a good thing. So thank you all so much. Any other closing comments or thoughts from any of the panelists?
Nope, just keep on trucking through and be a girl's girl and an ally.
That's right.
Absolutely.
That's right.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Thank you, Diane, for helping to put all this together, as always. And thanks again to everyone for joining. Thank you to our panelists. And we'll catch you next time.
Thank you,
everyone.
Have a wonderful day.
Have a good one. Bye.
Bye.